Marcus Aurelius was one of the greatest leaders in history. His leadership led Rome to its greatest territorial expansion, while also overcoming countless enemies and rivals. But he wasn't just a great leader. He was a great husband and father as well, even though he didn't have time for his family because of his obligations as an emperor. But despite all the women in his life, from his wife Faustina to his lovers, there was one woman that truly captured his heart, his mother, Rhea Silvia. When she died, he mourned her for months. So what did this great man demand from his relationships? What should every man demand? Well, that is exactly what we are going to find out in today's video. We will look at 5 things Marcus Aurelius wanted from his relationships. Number 1, fidelity. Now, Marcus Aurelius wrote about fidelity in his book Meditations, where he writes, "If you want faithfulness from him, then be faithful yourself." And that is very sound advice. In fact, it is the only way to get something from others, including fidelity. You have to give it first if you want to receive it. See, most people think that they can demand fidelity from their relationships. They can say to their partner, "You must be faithful to me," but they themselves aren't being faithful. They might be cheating or lying to their partners. So it's no wonder why they don't receive the fidelity they so desire. Remember, it is impossible to demand fidelity from your relationship if you aren't embodying it yourself. So if you want your woman to be faithful, then be faithful yourself. Don't lie or cheat. Don't disrespect her. And don't do anything that would break her trust. Only then can you expect her to be faithful. Number 2, love. The philosopher Epicurus once said that the chief task in life is to sustain and increase love in others. That is actually very true. We often think that love is something that we can just take for granted, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Love needs to be nurtured, especially when it comes to romantic relationships. This is something that Marcus Aurelius understood very well. Even though he wasn't always successful at it, he knew that love needed to be nurtured. In his book, Meditations, he writes, "You are not meeting her, or he is meeting you, but you are both meeting yourselves." With these words, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that every interaction is an opportunity to learn more about ourselves and our relationships. It is easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and forget that our relationships are the most important thing in life. But by taking the time to really connect with our partners, we can learn more about ourselves and what we want out of life. This can lead to a deeper, more meaningful relationship and help us to become better people. Number 3, equality. Now, it's no secret that men and women are different. Men tend to be more logical and objective, while women tend to be more emotional and subjective. However, despite our differences, we are equal. And that is something that Marcus Aurelius understood very well. He once said, "A woman is like a man, only with curves." This quote shows that Aurelius understood that women are not inferior to men. They are simply different. And it's this difference that makes them so attractive to us. We are attracted to women because they bring out the best in us. They challenge us to be better men. And that is why it is so important to remember that despite our differences, men and women are equal. Women are not inferior to men. And by treating them as equals, we can create a more loving and harmonious society. Number 4, respect. Unfortunately, respect is something that is often lacking in modern relationships. Men and women often fail to respect each other, which leads to conflict and unhappiness. However, respect is essential for healthy relationships. Without respect, there can be no trust, no communication, and ultimately no love. Marcus Aurelius understood this, and that's why he demanded respect from his relationships. In his book, Meditations, he writes, "The best revenge is to not be like him who plotted against you." This quote teaches us that the best way to deal with disrespect is not to stoop to the level of the person who disrespects us. To remain calm and composed, and to respond in a way that is befitting of our dignity. When someone shows us disrespect, it's easy to get angry and to want to lash out. but doing so will only make things worse. The best course of action is to remain calm and to respond in a way that shows our maturity and dignity. By doing so, we will not only make ourselves feel better, but we will also show the person who disrespected us that they cannot get to us. And finally, number 5, honesty. If you have ever been betrayed by someone you loved and trusted, you know how devastating it can be. The pain of betrayal can be just as bad as the pain of losing someone through death. It can leave you feeling broken and hopeless. That is why it is so important to demand honesty from the people in your life. You deserve to know the truth, even if it is painful. It is better to know the truth and be able to deal with it than to live in a web of lies. Marcus Aurelius understood this, and that is why he demanded honesty from everyone around him. He knew that honesty is the foundation of trust, and that without trust, there can be no real relationship. In his book, Meditations, he writes, "The fruit of this life is good character, and acts for the common good, and saying what is true." These words are a reminder that we should all strive to live lives of integrity and honesty. When we do so, we will earn the respect and admiration of those around us. But most importantly, we will be able to look ourselves in the mirror and be proud of the people we see. These are the 5 things that Marcus Aurelius wanted from his relationships. And these are the things that every man should demand from his relationships. Don't settle for less. Demand what you deserve. And never compromise on your values. Now, before we end this video, I want you to do something very important. Go out right now and put these words into action. And as a reward for getting to the end of the video, here is a bonus point. Marcus Aurelius wanted independence from his relationships. Of course, you need to be independent from your relationships. You shouldn't rely on them for your happiness or well-being. You should be able to enjoy your own company and be happy single. Only then can you be truly happy in your relationships. Now, these are very important lessons that we can all learn from one of the greatest leaders and thinkers of all time. By following his example, we can create better relationships and lead happier, more fulfilling lives. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing.